example. So I don't have one straight category of things I rule out. I tend not to do drugs. I tend not to do serious stuff that would upset people in private lives. That's probably my criterion of drawing the line, which I get a lot of it. I simply hit delete and keep moving. I get 10,000 emails a day. There's odds are there's another morsel the next forward.
Where does your money come from? Explain the economics of the Drudge Report. How do you make a living from a free website?
Richard Mellon Scaife is not my benefactor, if that's the question. I haven't made a penny off the Drudge Report. It's been free. For the 4 years I've been doing it now, the website is free. There's no advertising on it. It was a labor of love, continues to be. I sell the column. I have sold the column, first to Wired Magazine up in South Park, San Francisco, and now to America Online. And I've just been hired to do a TV show. Made some money that way. But I didn't get into this for money. And in the early days of newspapers, no one made any money. Or radio, either. If that's the motivation, I just sit back and laugh when, for instance, a Slate starts charging. I'm not sure we're there yet. We'll find out. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm worthy to ask for money. Maybe place a few ads. But that's how I make my money, not much. I still wear the same beat-up shoes I've had since the day I started this. Still walk the same streets. So that's, I think this is not a cash medium yet. There's probably quite a few people making money on the hype of it, but the actual application of it, don't quite see it yet.
Matt, I just have to call this to attention because it's something that used to drive people crazy about Richard Nixon, and you just did it, which is you threw out a sort of a juicy little tidbit about Phil Hartman here, saying, but I don't really have any interest in that kind of thing. When in fact, that's exactly what is on your website all the time. And I call attention to it because that's exactly the kind of thing that I think infuriates journalists about what you do. I wonder if you could comment.
Would you care to give me another example? I did not report the Phil Hartman thing on my website. Another example could help me.
Well, but you just threw that out, as you throw out things on your website all the time. And it was just put out there with no corroboration. Who reported that?
I think one of the syndicated magazines just reported that. But my question is, again, what headline on my website would you call in that category?
Okay. Fair enough. Could you succeed as a journalist if you worked for an organization which required an accuracy rate of 100% instead of 70 or 80%?
I don't know what organization that would be. You know, I once gave a quote. You know, I do a lot of predictions. I have Truman Show making $300 million. I once gave a quote that, oh, I guess I'm 80% accurate, the body of my work. Newsweek magazine and Karen Breslow, who I happened to see in the courtroom, in the courthouse hallways, she was on the payphone. She said, oh, Matt Drudge, come over. My name's Karen Breslow. Oh, I know you. You're the one who made up a quote on me. She reported Drudge is going to have trouble with his lawsuit because he claims his sources are, quote, 80% reliable. I've never talked about the reliability of my sources. I said, Karen, you made that up. She shrugged her shoulders, whatever. I mean, this is mainstream press. That bothers me. Recently, after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, I was walking down Connecticut Avenue with the top editor at one of these national magazines. And he was trying to get one of my pals to give him more information on some story that the pal has some information on. And the pal said, no, you haven't been very good on conservative things, to the editor of the magazine. I don't think I'm going to help you. You know, you just take stories and print them and they hurt conservatives. The editor of this magazine, which I won't name, says we just take what they give us. Now, if this is the standard, if this is the skyscraper up on 6th Avenue that I want to dream about, I'd rather stay in my dirty Hollywood apartment. I just don't take what people give me. I tend to at least try to frame it with an angle that would consider both sides. Provocative stuff.
Why then don't you always call both sides when you report something?
I make it a point to call both sides. Unfortunately, Mike McCurry's not taking my calls anymore. It's just absolutely amazing that the White House has now refused all comment on anything I'm reporting, whether it be Betty Curry on vacation, so I've been told, on some of the days Lewinsky was checking in to see her. No comment. We won't comment. It's based on that dirty source. They did this with the Kathleen Willey story. No comment. Anything I do, Al Gore setting up a PAC, someone for Al Gore setting up a PAC with the White House building, there's no comment. Where's that coming from? George Stephanopoulos. We've seen how discredited the Drudge Report is. That kind of stuff just rubs me the wrong way. And at their own peril, no comment.
For someone who's been attacked by the mainstream press, your website provides easy links to all the establishment media. Why do you do that?
Well, because it's, to me, I started it with a place where readers could keep up links to the various columnists. The links I have on my website I declare to be the most interesting people working in the business. All up and down, left, right, middle. I love to feature them. It's just a click away. You don't have to go through the front page. You go right to the columnist. A click away, you go to the AP Washington file, up to the minute. I started it as a lark. It built itself after I started collecting these names on the website. And it certainly has changed the way things are done for the pedestrian anyway. And I've been told quite a few people are reading it, from the top level in government down. For access, for quick access, unfiltered access. A click to Helen Thomas's latest column, reintroducing a whole new generation to wire services and columnists. I love them all. So I don't consider myself an enemy of the press whatsoever, but I do consider myself to be an untrained D student who happened to get lucky, but who happens to know a few things, and then now has the ability to shout down the street, extra, extra, this just in.
What advice would you give to others, such as Jenny Cam, who are out to find fame through the internet?
Well, you know, fame for fame's sake is, you know, always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And you have to give them something they haven't heard. There has to be a reason they'll come to your website. If it's just made-up fantasies, why bother? You know, if I'm so bad and if I'm so useless and I'm just a gossip hound, why was Sidney Blumenthal reading me the night before his first day at the White House? I don't quite understand that. It seems to me I'd spend my time over at the New York Times, who gets everything right. Advice is to follow your heart and to do what you love, and I certainly am doing what I love. Again, I wrote the Drudge Report for one reader for a while, couple readers, 5, 10, 15 readers. I had 1,000 in the first couple months. I thought, oh, there's that, peak that out. Again, I'm up to these millions I never thought I'd see, and with the advent of web TV and cable modems, I don't know where this is going. 60 million readers? What is civilization going to do with the ability of one citizen, without advertisers, without an editor, to broadcast to that wide group of people? The First Lady says we need to rethink it. I says we need to embrace it. And it will take care of itself. It always has. It will get evened out.